How's it going, everyone? Sinister here at the Gamer section, bringing you another review. I hope you enjoy our content, and be sure to leave that like button and hit the subscribe button. With all being said, let's move on to the review. And today's game is Save Your Nut. This game is developed by the folks at Triple Scale Games, and it also has like the Unreal Engine. Of course, talk more about that in a bit. Basically, the presentation of the game is it's basically a party game, like competition style. Basically, it's team based. I mean, you can always play by yourself or like team it up with bots, or you can team up with other people, either couch co-op or online. And that being said, it's basically you taking a bunch of animals from the forest, placing as humans and things like that, finding different environments. Of course, I'll explain more of that in a bit in the gameplay. But first off, I want to talk about the graphics. And graphically, the game, it looks okay, decently. It's bright, it's colorful. You can see little shadows here and there depending on what stage that you're fighting on, and things like that. So, like I mentioned earlier, it takes the use of the Unreal Engine, and of course, a lot of games have used the Unreal Engine just to make their games look cool, and hopefully, like, the gameplay is cool also. But also, when it comes to the gameplay, this is where the game kind of suffers a little bit, just depending on who you are. Usually, if like these party games are for you, all power to you, because this game is definitely you're in for a treat. I mean, you could always like play by yourself if you want to practice, or if you have like kids or friends that you want to bring over. That's also a big plus because it's basically what the premise is. It's a party game, it involves other people. Yeah, like teamwork is always the key essential. Basically, trying to get the victory, things like that. Also, like the gameplay, it's like three modes on here. I mean, you have capture the nut. Basically, you take the nut to your home base, and then you have battle. Basically, battle is basically 1-on-1, or I should say 4-on-4. I mean, there's no nuts involved. You just basically try to take out your opponent as quick as you can. Uh, and also, the final one is thief. Of course, what thief is, you got to go to the enemy's base, steal their nut, take it to your base. And based on all the premise of all three modes is, you got to do this all 5 times. If you score 5 times, your team wins. If not, you got to take a huge L, and that's not what you don't want. Also, another negative about this is using the controls. When you take control of your character, it takes a little bit while to get used to, and a lot of times like it gets loose, like fast and loose. Your character zips around everywhere. It's kind of hard to find it. And another thing that kind of hampers the experience a little bit, other than the camera kind of panning far away, it's hard to see your character, kind of like that. But the main thing that kind of hammers the gameplay a little bit is basically it's so crowded. It's colluded because either you team up with the AI or with other people because it's hard to tell who's who because you're zipping around everywhere. Like everybody's on the screen at the same time trying to fight over a nut, try to score things like that. So, with that being said, let's move on to the score. And what score would I give this game? I'll give Save Your Nut a 2 out of 5. The positives basically in the graphics, how visually it looks, and it's alright. But however, when it comes to the gameplay, it kind of hammers a little bit. And of course, anybody who has like a short attention span, this game is definitely not for you. With that being said, I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Just drop your comments down below. This is Sinister of the Gamer section, and be easy.